everyone, what's up? This is Simon from DevTactic and the Ionic Academy. In this video, I will show you how to include automatically prompting your users to rate your app for your Ionic app. And we will start by adding the Cordova plugin called AppRate and also installing the npm package from Ionic Native for AppRate. So this plugin will, based on some config that we put in, ask our user if he would like to rate our app on the App Store, and if he would like to, we will take him to the App Store. Of course, you could implement this on your own, but this plugin is really handy, so we will use it. I've started a blank new app, there's nothing else inside here, but as this will only work on a device, there's no need to run our app inside the browser now. First of all, make sure to import AppRate in your app module and add it to your providers. That's already half of the work for this tutorial. The second step is to go to your app components, and let's remove this. And we need the AppRate here as well. So we're gonna import it, copy this, and now we can use it here as well once our app is ready. So first of all, when we use our, of course it's just AppRate, we need to set some preferences for our AppRate. And this object can get quite big, but we will take care of this in a second. And after you have configured your preferences, you simply call AppRate prompt for rating, and you can pass in a variable if you want to show it immediately. So if I pass in true, I will prompt this rating all the time the user starts the app. I will add this now for our demo, but if you want to completely make use of the preferences, leave true out or set it to false. So for our preferences, first of all, we got open store in app, default to false, and this is also important because otherwise I think we have a tiny bug on iOS. But anyway, let's put it here so we got it. Then we got the display name, which is our custom app title. So I will just call this Simon's app, and we will see how this looks inside our view later. Then something really interesting is uses until prompt. So this will count how often our app has been started or the prompt has been tried to display. And it really makes sense to set this to a number like the default is, I think, 3. So perhaps 5 or 4 even, before you ask your users to rate your app. Otherwise, they will not have used it enough to really rate it appropriately. Then you can say prompt again for each new version. If you update your app, it makes sense perhaps to ask the user again if he would like to rate the new app. This depends, of course, on your preferences as well. Then perhaps the most important part is actually our store app URL. And this is an object with iOS and Android. I think perhaps Windows as well, but I don't have any Windows app. So for iOS, let me show my iTunes Connect of one of my apps. So this is crossing numbers, a little funny game. And this is my Apple ID, and I need to copy this ID into our iOS settings. And for Android, it looks like this. So market and details and ID equals, and then we got the ID of the app. So most of the time you can find your ID right inside your config. If you've built it for some platforms, you will have set your bundle ID here. This is just now of one already released app, so it's not the ID of this app, which is a kind of blank app. And this is for store information enough. So then we got custom local. And here we can actually set the strings for our app rate. So we can set a title, perhaps, do you enjoy? And then we can use this placeholder, which will be replaced by our display app name. So in the end, we will see, do you enjoy Simon's app? And what you can do as well is setting a message. So perhaps if you enjoy, and again, Simon's app, would you mind taking a moment to rate it? Something like this. And we can set the cancel button, no thanks. We can set the later button. So you know this from most of the apps, they will have something like remind me later. And we should use this. And finally, we got the rate button label. Oh, this is also the label, I think. And this should be rate it now. Okay, so quite a big preferences config already. What you can also do is setting some callbacks if you want. They're not super useful in our example, but I will show it. So we got the on-rate dialog show. So this will be called once the dialog is shown to our user. Yeah, whatever. Do something in here. And the second one would be on button clicked. And here we would get actually the button index. So I think perhaps this is 0, 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3. You can log this out and see whatever happens then. Okay, or perhaps we can do it selected index, button index, and here also rate shown. Yeah, we don't want to use the callback in this example. Okay, so I think we are ready to build our app. Of course, this won't work inside the browser. We're using Cordova plugins, so we need to deploy this now to our device. And let's see it on a device in a second. Alright, so here's our app on my iOS device, and I will start it now. So we can see that the title of our dialog is Do you enjoy Simon's apps? So it's replaced, and same for if you enjoy Simon's app, would you mind taking a moment? Then we got the 3 buttons, rate it now, remind me later, and no thanks. If I hit no thanks, nothing really happens, and also rate it later won't work very well in this example. So let's pick rate it now. And this opens up the App Store and brings us directly to the app with the ID that we specified. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's pretty easy to include app rate into your app, but it makes totally sense to get some more customer reviews on the Android or iOS App Store. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and receive updates on all the upcoming videos on Ionic. Also, take a moment to look at the ionicacademy.com if you're looking for more Ionic training, videos, projects, and a great community. So I'd love to see you there. Take care and see you next time.